I mean, I guess hit dogs will holler. You know, I mean, pretty much. I just think women are wired. They just have a default mechanism, dude. Like they just side with women, regardless. Like all they need to hear is female or woman come out of a man's mouth, and they just go into like this mode where they just start to jump on the defense no matter what.
Yeah.
It's automatically just man versus woman.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Why do you think, where does that come from?
I don't know, man. Feminism, I think, is a major part of it.
What do you think they have to gain from that, siding with women?
Nothing, honestly. I mean, it benefits no one. Definitely not them, dude. I mean, you can't argue facts with logic. Even though they try to, but you can't. I mean, most arguments are based on feelings anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and you really can't go back and forth about feelings, because at the end of the day, how can you say that your feelings are more important than theirs or vice versa? So it's an endless tunnel.
So how important is fact though?
Fact is that's what it is, no matter how we feel. Fact supersedes feelings, or what we think, or our opinions, or whatever the case may be.
So what is it about women that think that feelings supersedes fact?
I don't think they do, but when you're talking to someone who's consumed by feelings in the heat of the moment, they're always gonna choose their feelings. Always. Like most women, they speak on how they feel, they act on how they feel, and they regret it later. You know, whether they admit it or not, they do.
How does this apply to the average brother who is getting in an argument or whatever over something that's obviously fact?
I mean, this is why most marriages, relationships, and families fall apart. You know, because most...
Fact versus emotion?
Yeah, fact versus feelings. In most cases, the guy's like, hey, this is what's right, or this is what's wrong, and the female is like, well, this is how I feel about it, which is irrelevant. You know what I mean? Especially when you're trying to resolve a situation, when it's about, like, even when you hear most women who have children, or most of them talk, they still talk about how they feel, what they want. And they never really talk about what's best for the family. Like, they don't think beyond themselves. It's all about, well, I feel like this, I feel like this. Well, it's not about how you feel. You have other people to think about now. You know, you have a family, children, or whatever. So, and you have a lot of single mothers who are not aiming to get married. Hell, not even have a man in their life. Mm-hmm. But truthfully, you know, I mean, for your children, your children need a father, you need a husband. They will say this, but when it really comes down to actually applying this, they, like, I'm doing this right now, I'm in school, or I'm at work, whatever the case may be. Why? Because I feel like blah, 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 blah. It's just like, it's not about you, dude. Like, and that's a prime example of fact versus feelings.
So, in closing, fact is that children need a father. Feelings is that I could do this all by myself.
Yeah, it's a lot of foolishness, a lot of pride talking, you know, a lot of past experiences talking, you know, they haven't let go of whatever they've dealt with in the past. I mean, it's a few different things that you can go off of, but it all comes back down to feelings. You know, for females, like guys, we can be in a situation that's sour, didn't work out. We'll take accountability for it. We'll look at it, be like, all right, and we'll just get back on track and keep it moving. But women, they carry shit with them for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? Yeah, they say they forgive and forget, but you can clearly see, you know, that they're still living in the past and just dragging it along with them. And I mean, when on our Facebook page alone, dude, it's like an ongoing saga between men and women, because most men are giving logic, they're giving facts about whatever the issue is that we're talking about, and females come right behind and talk about how they feel.
Yeah.
Talk about how they feel. They go right into like this defense mode, but they're not giving logic and facts to support what they're saying.
Yeah.
They don't have any substance, any type of proof to back up, you know, what they're saying. And it's funny how all of them say the same exact thing. It's all about how they feel, how they feel, how they feel. And it gets to a point where they start to look stupid and foolish, because you can't argue a fact. And to the person who has common sense, it's like, okay, what this person said, they have so much to back up what they're saying, and this person is not really, it's not even a debate. You know, it's just one person just caught up in their feelings, and this person is actually proving what they're saying. So it's just, and I believe beyond that comes the frustration, and then that's when they go on the attack and just start insulting and just name calling and trying to, I don't know, say you're gay or just trying to attack you. It's no longer about whatever the topic is at hand, because again, that's the difference when you have fact versus feelings, or they try to combat facts with feelings, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't apply.
How do we battle, or do we battle?
I mean, honestly, you don't. I mean, it's redundant. I mean, some people can learn by observation. Some people have to go through it.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. I mean, you could tell someone something and they'll be like, whatever, and they won't learn anything until they actually experience it for themselves. But at the cost of what? You know, their relationship, their life, or the change of or the demise of their current, you know what I mean, situation. Like once you turn left, how long? I mean, how can you come back and get back, you know, to the right track, or just how can you reconfigure from actually doing something wrong and get back to square one? Because it's kind of like, especially for women, once you're damaged, they never really truly let that go. You know, they kind of expect everyone who comes into their life after that to prove themselves. It just becomes, there's too much to deal with once they start down that path. So it's not really our responsibility to
fix these
to fix it or fight it, because truthfully we can't.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Truthfully we can't. It's on them, but I don't know, man. Some get it, some don't.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, I think if whatever individual, if they're humble, if they really take their life serious or whatever, if they understand reality, you probably would never have to deal with certain things from that person. You know, because they understand cause and effect. But
does everybody understand cause and effect?
You would think.
I think that's the main problem right there.